Are you ready for the King of the Ice? Pete's Power Plays with Philly Pete starts now on 12 Ounce Sports.
And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Wednesday, May 4th, 2022 episode of Pete's Power Plays. I'm your host, the King of the Ice, Philly Pete. We're live on 12 Ounce Sports and Zingo TV, channel 761. Thank you all so much for tuning in. May the 4th be with you always, of course. Dating back to the Star Wars. As always, may the 4th be with you all as we celebrate today's May 4th edition of Pete's Power Plays. Tomorrow we have Cinco de Mayo as well. But this show, Pete's Power Plays, is sponsored by BetUS. Create an account with them today. Use the promo code 12ounce, and they'll match your first deposit up to 125%. It's a pretty good deal. Some of you have been signing up for BetUS, which is really, really nice. Good deal. $1.25% on your first deposit. Can't go wrong there. You got Zingo TV as well, channel 761. Those that are out there tuning in, like always, I appreciate each and every one of you. If you don't have it, it's a free app. Download it. Once doing so, go over to channel 761 where today's episode is live. Finally, of Pete's Power Plays. And last but not least, Amazon.com. We have a website out there. Go to www.12ouncesportsradio.com/Amazon. You know how Amazon works. Buy something, support the 12 Ounce Sports crew. And don't forget to check out the 12 Ounce Sports store, where there is a large variety of Pete's Power Plays apparel. Hey, we're hitting May, summertime is right around the corner. The Pete's Power Plays tank is the hottest commodity known to this day. They have different colors: orange, black, gray, white, different sizes as well. Whatever fits you need, get one today, because while supplies last. I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. Glad to be back. All right, work's been very insane as of late. Obviously, from being promoted up about a month ago, things have just been nonstop for me. So I'm gonna try and do this as much as I can during the week for you guys. Like I said, I usually do the show Tuesday through Thursday, but lately, like I said, work gets in the way, and it's more of a priority for me. That's just how it is. And meetings after meetings, nonstop, all afternoon. But it's just part of my job now. So you guys have to just please understand that. And, I know a lot of you out there do support that, and I appreciate your DMs, of course, always. But let's get into the action. The Nhl Playoffs have started off with a boom, I guess, to say the least. You had a Panthers team after two leading 2-1. Drew getting a nice goal in the first minute of the second period. Thinking that maybe the Panthers could just run away with it. Second period, it was just absolutely boring besides that goal by Drew. And the third period, forget about it. The Capitals just ended up opening a can of whoop-ass on the Panthers. This is a wake-up call for Florida. I'm not worried if I'm a Florida Panthers fan. I'm not worried yet. But this is a wake-up call. No one expected the Caps to walk in and win this game. I saw a little bit of you guys, some Cappers out there taking the Caps on the money line. So kudos to you at plus 225. That's a great number. Caps were getting just very, just no respect for Washington at all. A lot of people thinking that, if Florida's just going to wipe this team out, no problem. Everyone has to remember that Ovechkin is still on this Washington Capitals team, and he can still do a lot with the puck. And they were on their game. The Caps were on their game. So, wake-up call definitely for the Florida Panthers. It's something to look out for. And, that's just how it is. That's just how it is. Pittsburgh with an amazing 3 overtime comeback win as well, down 2-0, and then Pittsburgh just opens a can of whoop ass. I did lean the Rangers yesterday. I'm glad I didn't put it out as a play, but this is a great, great first opening game for the Penguins. I have a feeling that this series is going to go 7. Rangers have to answer, but the Penguins, man, hands down, great game last night. Great 3 overtime winner as well. This is what NHL playoffs is all about. I mean, this is what I've been missing. And to be honest, I watch more NHL playoffs than I do NBA playoffs. Simple as that. I know my Sixers are in it. I know we're down 0-1 to Miami. Game 2 tonight as well. But NHL playoffs just have a different vibe to them. They always have. Besides March Madness, and NHL playoffs are right there for me. Hands down. Hands down NHL playoffs by far. Simple as that. Colorado Avalanche, an absolute annihilation last night. Most of our winners last night came from the Avalanche themselves. It's just truly remarkable. Opening can of whoop ass. We all know how inconsistent they've been in terms of scoring as of late, but playoffs roll around and they're a different breed. Predators had no shot last night. 5-0 after the first. That was game over. That was game over after that. So that's just how it was. But I'm happy to see that. And then we're rocking and rolling. Like I said, we're rocking and rolling. Calgary Flames, a nice 1-0 win. I was leaning on the under 6 there. I didn't play it. I was going to add it, but I fell asleep. When you have kids, it's under the age of 1, or now that she is 1, it's still tough to stay up late anymore. It really is. So, but Calgary 1-0 win there against Dallas to take the 1-0 lead. Dallas played very well. Don't get me wrong. From what the highlights that I saw, that plus 1.5 was a good play for Dallas as well. I could have seen Dallas walking out with that win there too, but Flames come out victorious, 1-0 win there, lead the series 1-0. Under 6 also cashed out too, which was a lean of mine, just never made my card. So tonight we're going to go into game 2s. All right, you have Boston, Carolina, where Carolina leads the series 1-0. Do we see a Boston makeup? Do we get a series tied going back to Boston? Do we see another over? We'll talk about that today. Tampa, Vasilevsky's numbers after a loss is unbelievable. Astonishing. So does Tampa come back here, or does Toronto go up 2-0 in an ass-kicking 2 nights ago, Game 1, 5-0 final? Tampa, to me, just looks tired. They had all their runs to the Cups, winning them. Their tracks finally end here against Toronto, who's well overdue. It's just something to think about. If Toronto goes up 2-0, I think Toronto wins this series, hands down. As much as Tampa is amazing, don't get me wrong, but I think Tampa just looks tired. They look like poop, I'll be honest with you. But this is a do-or-die game for me if I'm Tampa. They win this game, new series. They lose, I think Toronto has this well in hand. And, don't get me wrong, Toronto's known to choke. But it's a matter of time to these teams that are due get their share. Okay, and that's why Toronto has a shot to take a 2-0 lead tonight. But we'll see what happens. I expect to see Tampa coming back in full force. I expect Vasilevsky to have a much cleaner game, and I expect Tampa to score tonight too. So we'll talk about that on the show. A lot of these lines are moving between Toronto and Minnesota. Not much between Carolina and Edmonton, but again, I'll get into that in full detail. I'm not doing commercials because, listen, I missed you guys for the past week. I'm not doing a commercial. I'm going to go strict and talk nonstop playoff hockey. You have the Blues, Minnesota Wild, where St. Louis up 1-0. Domination of a game 1 for St. Louis. 4-0. Minnesota needs to wake up. They need to wake up. St. Louis has a crazy stat with the Wild. I believe they're 14-1-1 now against Minnesota. Unbelievable stat, but again, credit. Some of these are gonna have to eventually falter. Minnesota line moved 20 cents from -120 to -140, slowly moving to -150. A lot of people backing the Wild tonight in a must-win game 2 for Minnesota. And last but not least, Kings Edmonton. Kings, again, I mean, showing why that this team is dangerous on the road. They're dangerous regardless, covering the puck line. Road record. I've been saying this all year. LA is the best road covering team and road puck line covering team. Since day one, this team is young. They're talented. They got young guns. They look phenomenal. Shutting down that Oilers crowd. Mike Smith. What can I say? I mean, COVID playoffs, you get upset 5-12 matchup against the Chicago Blackhawks. Boom, you're done. Last year, the Winnipeg Jets come into your town. Boom, blow you out of the water as well. Third time's a charm. That's what they say, right? That's what they say. Edmonton, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Let's go. Wake up. Win this game. Even the series, go back to LA. Don't get me wrong if LA takes this game as well, because they have more heart than I've seen than Edmonton. McDavid, of course, is going to do everything that he can to keep this team alive and not choke again after having, of course, an amazing season. But this is a team to watch out for. I've been saying it all year. The Kings are dangerous. The Kings are a dangerous team. And once I saw them set up to play Edmonton, I'm telling you, this was going to be a very tough series. I still like Edmonton to win the series. I like them in 7. But LA, the fact that they took game 1 and silenced the crowd, it just makes me think that LA has a shot here. And Edmonton will go home once again crying and basically choking up. Again, 3 straight years now. High hopes, no reward. And once again, Mike Smith continues to falter for this Edmonton Oilers team. So, bounce back situation spot is possible. Edmonton needs to win. It's a must-win game too tonight. So, real quick, let me go over the playoff edition real fast of what we went through. Starting off, we go the 2nd of May, 2 nights ago, playoff night, opening night. We go 3-3 with a minus .95 unit lost. Wild lost on the money line. Bruins on over 5.5. That cashed out, thankfully. Canes on the money line. That won. Wild and Blues over 6. That lost. Thanks again to the Wild not scoring. Otherwise, we probably should have had that one. Leafs on the money line. That won. Oilers under 6.5. Again, somehow lost that one as well. Last night, okay, we go 3-4 with a minus .7 unit lost. Panthers as first period puck line, minus a half a goal at plus 350. That lost. Of course, the Avs, no problem. And then, of course, Florida ties it up with 3 minutes left in the first period. Couldn't squeak it out, but again, the first minute of the second period, Giroux scores. That could have happened in the first period. Would have been a nice, handsome reward, but that's what usually happens in the NHL. I'm not surprised anymore. Caps over 6.5. Again, what happened to the Panthers last night? It's beyond me. They practically got shut out in the third period and just Caps pure domination. Again, this is a Florida wake-up call. So, Panthers fans, get your boys ready to rock in Game 2. I expect to see a comeback win here and tie the series before they head down, or up, I should say, to D.C. Same game parlay, Avs moneyline over 5.5, absolute no-brainer. That was a winner, minus 115. I should have done every Avs prop for 2 units. I mean, I just expected this to be a bloodbath last night for the Avs, and it was no problem. Avs puck line, minus 1.5, that cashed out as well. Couple of live bets, a couple of bets I added in. Pens under 5.5. Took a little bit of juice, half unit play. That lost. But the Avs first period puck line, I had to add that back in. At plus odds, I had plus 105. That cashed out, no problem with a 5-0 lead after the first. And then the Panthers Avs money line parlay. Once again, what happened to the Panthers? It's okay. Only game 1. A long, long way to go. And that's just how it is. Playoffs overall, 6-7 to start the first 2 days here with a minus 1.65 units lost. We'll get it back. It's okay. NHL year to date, 822 wins, 721 losses, 42 pushes, plus 73.7 units overall. So once again, regular season kicked ass, came back in full force with a great way to end the season. Playoffs just kind of reminds me of the regular season. You start off kind of shitty. Teams starting to figure each other out once again. It's the playoffs. It's a different season. So let's get that back to positive tonight. I should have a solid card tonight. Clients already got their plays. 2 plays on the ice for the clients. And as of now, the way that my Twitter card is shaping up to be, I have about 5 plays. So let's get these units back. Let's cash some more pucks. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be very a very fun game too, and and a must-win situation here as well. That's how I'm feeling tonight. So let's kick it off. The Boston Bruins at the Carolina Hurricanes. Let me get the conversation up on Twitter. So if you guys want to jump in, by all means, please do so. Please hop on in. Let me know what you guys like tonight. And we can talk. We talk pucks for the last 15 minutes I have with you guys. But in the meantime, that's what we'll be doing. So come on by, join the chat. Let me tweet it out for you guys as well. I retweeted it. So if you guys want to hop on in. Let's talk pucks. Let's have a good time tonight. So Boston Bruins at the Carolina Hurricanes here. Over-under is set once again at 5.5. Carolina minus 120 on the money line. Boston I'm seeing at plus 110. 5-cent change for the Carolina Hurricanes from what I saw, opening up at minus 115 and the minus 120. 65% of the public money going to the Canes as well to take a 2-0 lead. Canes at home has just been unreal. Let's just face it, 30 wins at home, 8 losses and 2 ties, of course. 21-21 at home, even 7-3 in their last 10 with the overs. And then you have Boston on the other hand coming in at plus 110, 25-14-1 on the road, 20-22 on the road, covering the puck line, 2-7-1 in their last 10 on their road overs. Well, we just got that over last time. Okay, we did. I think Boston shows up tonight. I can't see this Boston team being down 0-2. Don't get me wrong, Carolina, great home team. I can totally see them being up 2-0, but I just think that this is a Boston do-or-die game. When they go home, they're a different team at home. Boston could definitely get one, maybe both at home, but I just feel like Boston wins this game tonight. That's just how I feel. They were in it for most of the game. And then once that third goal for Carolina came on board, it was lights out. So I just think we see a better performance from Boston tonight. Good number at plus 110. That's where I'm leaning tonight. I like the Bruins money line plus 110. I believe they will bounce back and tie up the series until they head back to the Garden. And in terms of the over/under, I'm going to rock the over 5.5 here again. Again, I think Boston will score more than 1 goal tonight compared to Monday night's game, and I could see an overtime game here tonight. I could see a 3-3 game going to OT, Boston squeaking it out. But it just depends. Do we see a more frustrated and a fired up Boston team? Because they can score, and I just think that they're better than what they were the other night. So give me Boston once again, money line plus 110, and I like the over 5.5 here as well. I think we will get there once again. When it comes to the public money in this game here, like I said, 65% of the public money is on Carolina. I think it's more of a toss-up more than anything to me. But just keep an eye out on that. A little bit of movement on Carolina, but nothing to be scared of if you're back in Boston. And that's how I'm feeling. Boston money line plus 110 over 5.5 there in Carolina. Okay, Tampa, Toronto. Toronto leads the series 1-0 after a insanely brutal beating they gave to Tampa, 5-0 on Monday night. Over-under here is at 6.5 once again. It fell short the other time. That was the under was also a lean of mine in game 1. Again, didn't make my card. Toronto minus 135 on the money line tonight. They opened up at minus 115, 20-cent movement towards Toronto here. Tampa plus 120. I'm seeing in most books here. 55% of the public money on Toronto. This is, again, another toss-up game to me. I think this is more of this is a 50-50 pick in all honesty here. But 55% of the consensus money on Toronto to take a 2-0 lead. Toronto at home, 32-8-2, even 21-21 at home covering the puck line, 4-3-3 in their last 10 with the overs. Tampa comes in 24-16-1, 20-22 on the road covering the puck line, 8-2 in their last 10 road overs. Prior to the other night, they were rocking and rolling. I mean, they were just rocking and rolling in terms of the overs on the road. I don't think they get shut out here tonight. I think Tampa comes out firing. I think Vasilevsky has a better game. I still like the under 6.5 in this game as well. We got it last time. However, I just think that Tampa is better than what they were. They looked like shit on Monday night. And I just think that this is a bounce back spot for them. Toronto looked great. I mean, they're proving all their doubters wrong. They really, really are. They're due. Again, this is a team that's overdue for a series win. I think, like I said in the beginning of the show, I think Tampa is tired. I think they are. I think they just been tired. Winning cup after cup, showing their dominance, and then of course during the season as well, where they've been pretty damn well as well. Another good road record, but I just think that this team comes out tonight as well. Okay, they don't want to be down 0-2. Don't get me wrong, but do we see that same performance from Toronto as we did on Monday night? Just those stats from Vasilevsky. I got to back Tampa here tonight. Bolts money line plus 120. I believe they tie the series up at 1-1, and we go with the under 6.5 once again. Okay, I think Tampa scores more than one. I think I could see a 3-2 Tampa win here tonight. I do. I think they tighten up on defense. Vasilevsky gets on his game here tonight. I think Tampa steals one game in Toronto as they head back to the Amalie Center there tonight. Tampa money line plus 120 and the under 6.5 there tonight. Tampa, Toronto, and there you have it. Okay. Moving on, the last two games of the evening, the two nightcaps. We have the St. Louis Blues, Minnesota Wild. Blues up 1-0 after another great performance, pure dominance from the St. Louis Blues here on Monday night. Taking a 1-0 lead, looking really, really good here. Over-under here is at 6, but once again, still a dog. Minnesota opened up at minus 120, now at minus 140. I'm saying minus 140, minus 145. It's going to move to minus 150 before puck drop tonight. I do. I really do. So you're seeing 20 cents to 30 cent move basically for Minnesota. So 65% of the public money on Minnesota as well. St. Louis still getting undervalued here, plus 120. Again, a team that kicked the shit out of Minnesota on Monday night. St. Louis comes and they're once again still dog at plus 120. However, I like Minnesota here strictly because they're a better team. I mean, personally, they are a good team. They are better than what we saw. I want to say they're better than what we saw on Monday night. Okay, Blues own them. Don't get me wrong. Blues are 14-1-1 in their last 16 against Minnesota, and it showed their true colors on Monday night. I do. But for Minnesota to have a shot in this series, they got to win this game tonight. Okay? Otherwise, if they go down 0-2, they're going to get swept. I think St. Louis takes care of business in Minnesota if they're up 2-0. If the Blues are up 2-0, I truly think that the series is over. No doubt. In St. Louis. And that's why I think St. Louis will sweep if Minnesota doesn't win this game here tonight. So, basically, my pick here tonight is on the Wild money line. I have minus 125. It's on my Twitter list. I will be tweeting that out. But Minnesota's minus 125. I got that this morning on DraftKings. It's now at minus 140. It depends. Again, you got to shop around for the best spot. That's what I did this morning. But 65% of the public money, like I said, on Minnesota. Over-under at 6. I'm going with the over here. I think we'll get there tonight. St. Louis has been scoring, obviously, 4-0 on Monday night. Minnesota is better than that. They can score as well. Give me a 4-3 sort of game here, Minnesota. But I like the over 6 here tonight. I like the first period over 1.5 goals as well. I know it's at minus 150 for me. It's probably moving to about minus 160. I know it's juicy, but I like it. I think Minnesota comes out firing. Maybe they take the lead 2-0 after the first. But St. Louis, again, just they know how to score. They do. And showing their dominance of Minnesota as of late. But give me the Wild money line minus 140 here. But like I said, I have it locked in at minus 125 on my Twitter list for you guys. And the over 6 there as well. I think we will get there. And the over first period, 1.5 goals there tonight. St. Louis, Minnesota. There you have it, game 2. Last but not least, okay, going to go to Edmonton. The LA Kings, the furious and in fuego LA Kings, the mighty kids of the Kings that they are. At the Edmonton Oilers, over-under here is at 6.5 once again. LA, again, plus 170 on the money line. Edmonton, minus 200. Opened up at minus 190, now minus 200. It's just, like I said, it's just typical. 80% of the public money on Edmonton as well, which I'm not surprised. Everyone thinks and expects Edmonton to basically tie up the series tonight. I feel that way as well. I do. But once again, LA, and like I said at the beginning of the show, the LA Kings have been good on the road all year, have been good covering the puck line all year. They have. They have been phenomenal. Great road record, probably one of the best puck line covering teams as well in the NHL this season. And once again, they hit it the other night, and they hit on the money line on the road. And again, they still continue their dominant road performances. Edmonton, do they want to get embarrassed again? 3 straight years, losing to the Blackhawks in that 12-5 matchup during the COVID playoffs. That's the March Madness 12-5 upset for you. Last year, losing to the Winnipeg Jets. Pure embarrassment. Kings in the first round. Already down 0-1. McDavid, we know, can do it all. Okay, but Mike Smith, Mr. Mike Old-Ass Smith, needs to wake up. Okay, if this team has a fighting chance, Mike Smith needs to be on his game. I don't trust Koskinen whatsoever. I do not at all. That's why Mike Smith is in net. And didn't show it the other night. Let's try and get a bounce back spot here tonight for the Edmonton Oilers. But right off the bat, I'm on the under 6.5. I know that was a client play the first night. Lost by half a goal. Ended up at 7 goals, excuse me. But the under 6.5, I am on. I just think that Edmonton's defense needs to wake up a little bit. Mike Smith, preferably, of course, needs to wake up a little bit. But, you can't count out this Kings team. I mean, they've just been playing phenomenal hockey, and only getting 25% of the public money, too. So, I mean, again, everyone is high on Edmonton tonight. But give me the Oilers here in regulation. I just feel like this team has to bounce back. Books here are showing minus 125. Oilers in regulation. My play here, though, my favorite play in this game is the Oilers' first period puck line minus a half a goal at plus 135. That'll be a play on Twitter for you guys. I think that this is a game 2 where they have to win. Show some fire in the first period. Okay, they didn't show it on Monday night. They were down 2-1 after the first period. But tonight, I believe it gets there. Edmonton needs to wake up. You got your fans behind you. All you got to do is take this game, too. It's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough series for Edmonton, but I just feel like if they got to do this and come out with a fired-up team, this is the game to do it to tie up the series. Oilers, first period, puck line, minus a half a goal at plus 135 is what I have. On DraftKings, it's at plus 130 now. I still think that's a great number, great value for a team that should come out firing. But I like Edmonton as well in regulation, minus 125. I think and I hope that they figure this shit out. Otherwise, the series is over. I can't see this Oilers team being down 0-2 going to LA, trying to fight back into the series, being the host, being the visitor this time. Excuse me, being the visitor. So all in all, under 6.5, Kings, Oilers, we're going to rock that out again. Edmonton Oilers in regulation at minus 125. And, of course, my favorite play of the night here, in this game preferably, is that Oilers first period puck line minus a half a goal at plus 135. So there you go. I got 2 minutes left. I know some of you guys are in the chat. If you guys want to just say something about these games, what do you like for the last 2 minutes, let me know, or you could always DM me. A couple of you guys signed up once again for my playoff package. So, like I said, it's $50 for the entire NHL season. By next week, I'm going to drop it down to about 25. I'm going to do $25 for the entire rest of the NHL playoffs. Drop it half off for you guys. You all have been wonderful, and of course, those that are tuning in as well, big fans, I support, and I appreciate each and every one of you out there. But in conclusion here, for the last minute of the show here, I'm going to be rocking out Boston moneyline tonight, plus 110 and the over 5.5. Tampa plus 120 and the under 6.5. The Minnesota Wild moneyline at minus 125 and the over 6. First period over 1.5 goals as well. And then the nightcap, Oilers regulation minus 125, the under 6.5, and the first period puck line for the Oilers minus a half goal in that first period at plus 135. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm out of time. I hope you all had fun with me. I'm glad to be back. Glad to be interacting with you all again. Any questions, DM me, let me know. And hey, listen, Yahoo Fantasy Football just opened up. So those that are fantasy football crazed fans, we'll be talking fantasy football soon enough. So hope you all have a great Wednesday night. And listen, I'll be back tomorrow. I'll make sure of that so we can talk tonight's pucks as well as tomorrow. Have a great Wednesday. I'll talk to you guys. Bye.